the game that you want to be a part of, study it. You can't just hop in and not know the players. The players that came before you, right? Just like football, everybody know Walter Payton. Everybody know Herschel Walker. A lot of people don't really know Eric Dickerson, though. Right? A lot of people don't know a lot of the people that made the game what it is. So it's like, no, study. Like we talk about Clarence Avon. A lot of people don't know who that is. A lot of people don't know who Arthur Fogle is. Right? Arthur Fogle, it wouldn't be Live Nation without Arthur Fogle. So it's like, oh, I bet you know the big players. You know everybody that everybody know. Right. But do you know the real players of the game?
Today is a pivotal day. I mean, I am extremely ecstatic. Today we mark today as having the youngest guest ever on record for the Marketing Mentality Podcast.
W's in the chat for that, man.
Give it up.
Give it up.
I'm Desmond Walker. This is Alan Shelton, and with us we have Mr. Jailon Welch.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Baby
I'm Jailon. Yeah.
What's up, Jailon?
You know, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
I'm happy to be here. Like,
happy to have you.
I'm really excited about this, guys, because these two guys right here, they taught me a lot when I was still in college. You know, I interned with them. What was that, 2-3 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Feels
okay,
longer,
cool.
but yeah.
It do feel longer. I feel like it was a lifetime, but I'm really appreciative, you know, and when I saw that you guys were doing this special thing here, I definitely had to get on it as fast as I could, and I'm really excited to be here.
So, quick story about Jailon.
Yeah,
Right?
Here we go.
Believe it or not, we couldn't be here if it wasn't for Jailon.
All right.
So,
Oh.
back 2 years ago, I had a conversation with Jailon as we prepared for you to join us as an intern that summer at Narratent Digital Marketing. And, you know, like other interns, other summers, we're asking, you know, the staple questions, like what are you looking forward to for the summer? And this kid tells me that the thing he's looking forward to most is working downtown in Chicago at an office.
Working downtown.
And immediately I just start scratching my head like, well, don't know how we're going to pull that off, considering we don't have an office.
We're fully remote at the moment.
In any town, let alone downtown Chicago, right? So that actually planted a seed, though, a very quickly cultivated seed, where I said to myself, and we said to ourselves, why not?
Yeah.
What actually would it take to open an office in any capacity?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
And that's a question more entrepreneurs should ask themselves.
Definitely.
Because that's what introduces you to the possibilities, right?
Definitely.
And that's what that did for us. So we go down this quick rabbit hole over the course of what, a couple of weeks, if that, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks max. Yeah.
And we say, okay, it'll cost this. This is where we can go. We tap into the whole WeWork thing. And by day one, we have an office.
It was downtown.
Still getting our credentials and everything.
Man.
Trying to make sure we understood what a bathroom was.
But that's the crazy part about it. Like, we took that together, right? We took that journey, and then, like, the last day of the internship, me and Dez finally had the conversation. And it was like, I didn't know that. Like, you know? But for me, probably, like, I think I've told Dez this, but I don't know if I told you, Alan, like, that right there opened up the opportunity from where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, you told me about that because you went on lunch or something like that.
When I went on lunch and I met my now boss at Live Nation, right? And just introduced myself, walking past the House of Blues, and without me being downtown to go on lunch, I would have never met him, right? So it was just like those things that come together and how God works out in his ways, it's like, it's always great.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Granted, you made that decision to walk out the door and go to lunch that day.
I definitely did. But the thing is, though, like, I always look at things in a way of, like, how they're lined up. And, of course, but it's God put it on your heart to be like, hey, ask him this question. He put it on my heart to be like, hey, walk past the House of Blues today to go to Ramasan. That's 10 minutes away. So it's like, at that point, maybe I was having a bad day because Dez was asking me to post too much on Instagram, and I needed a break. But still, it worked out the way it was supposed to. So I'm forever grateful, right? Because how everything really happened and transpired. It was supposed to happen. I would have never met Autumn if it wasn't for you guys. Would have never met Mariah, Kai. So for me, it's like I look at that and I'd be like, oh, that was supposed to happen. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. So backing up, Jailon, what's the Jailon Welch story?
Oh man, in what way? Like, are we talking about
all the way
general?
Back? Go far back to the beginning.
Man,
tell us where.
I know the beginning wasn't that long ago.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay.
From 2002.
Okay, cool. So from 2002, right? Okay, let's start this off like this. Hi guys, I'm Jailon Welch. Grew up on the south side of Chicago. You know, I have a great foundation at home. Great mother, great father, great sisters and grandmother. Played football in high school. Played corner. Went to Nazareth. Shout out JJ for that win yesterday against the Bears. But then I went to SIU. Played football. Your guys' alma mater, huh?
Shout out to SIU.
Yeah, shout out to SIU. Played football down there. And junior year I pledged Kappa. The best frat ever. But after
Mistakes
that,
happen.
don't start.
Every day.
Don't start.
Every day. Some are bigger than others.
Whatever.
Please
but I stopped
Shout out
playing.
to Gamma Up, though.
Yeah, shout out to Gamma Up, man. And what is Beta Eta.
You know.
There we go.
Beta Eta. I didn't even have to open up my mouth.
All right, but I stopped playing football in my junior year for various reasons. And then after that, I switched over to track. Shout out to Coach Jones. He's also Alpha, but not from Beta Eta. But then I pledged, and I would say that's when things opened up for me, right? Mm-hmm. I always knew I wanted to be in the entertainment space. I just didn't know how to get there. Yeah. And pledging made my world that much smaller. Yeah. Because I had reach to people. Yeah. You know, I had Tone Capone as a frat brother. I had Trey Wright as a frat brother. I had all of these people that was in this space, but I just had to understand how to utilize it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I would say people don't really tell you how to do. Like, it's something that you got to figure out on your own. Like, these people are at your disposal, but what are you going to do with that, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, graduated college, and then, hold on. I interned for Desnem.
Real quick, backing up, even before that, going back to the whole athlete thing. So you mentioned you switched, right? I
switched sports.
Football.
To track.
Yeah. What inclines one to make that type of switch?
I was always an athlete, right? Let's just put that out there, guys. I was all state in high school for track and football. But I got to a point in college where I was supposed to be a two-sport athlete when I came in. Mm-hmm. See, this is what they don't tell you. They lie to you to get you there. Then they get you there, and it's like, they like, never mind. You know, you're here for this. We're paying. And I'm just like, you lied to me. But it's okay, though. It's life. You learn, and you keep growing. But junior year, I felt like on the football field, I was doing my thing. And, of course, they got transfers that come in. COVID really messed that up because now you just, like, the transfer portal was the new way to get kids. Like, they didn't even want to recruit no more. Right. So there's like, why teach a kid that's right out of high school? We got to teach him how to be mature. We got to teach him how to do this when we could just go get a kid from another school and just basically teach him our playbook. He already know how this goes, right? Right. So I got to a point where I was just like, I felt like I wasn't being valued, and I was really putting in work, like 4 hours of film, 2 days, working out twice a day, and balling. And I was like, you know what? I didn't want to leave my destiny in the hands of another man when I could take it myself and be like, hey, at least at this point, I make my own bed, I can lay in it, right? And my dad hated that decision because he was like, bro, you're going to college for free. I'm not giving you any money to go to college. Like, if you're going to sit here and leave this because you feeling some type of way. And I was like, you know what? I'll bet on myself. And what happened? Track ended up picking up my scholarship. So God worked that out for me. Then when I got to running track, I realized, like, I thought I was fast.
Until you got around.
Until I got over there, and I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. So then at that point, I made a quick decision. I was like, okay, I can work. I worked out. I did everything I had to do. But I was just like, I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be a GPA booster for the team. You know, I'm going to go to practice. I'm going to do everything that's asked of me. And then, you know, I'm going to just do my part and do the best that I can, right? Yeah. And then I interned for you guys that summer. Met a lot of great people, had a lot of great experiences, like the Hyde Park Fest. That was good. Like, even God in that, I was not supposed to be on activations. I was supposed to be helping y'all. Right. I was like, ooh, I was so happy I was not open. Right. But that worked out. Then I went back for my senior year and ran track. And I remember having a conversation with my coach, Coach Perkins, and she was like, what's your goals for this season? I was like, I'm going to be real with you. I'm ready to graduate. I don't really care. I'm like, so I was like, I would advise you to put your energy into somebody else that's actually like, I'm on my way out the door. And she was like, I respect you being honest. And then at that point, I just really locked in. And right after that, graduated, moved to New York for about a year. And I was out there interning at iHeart, met a lot of great people. And one thing I'll say about New York is it's either going to turn you up or it's going to turn you all the way down. So you got to be able to get out there and hit the ground running. Like you can't get out there and, play around or not be serious because everybody out there is moving, and they'll listen to you. Like that's the difference between Chicago and New York. They'll sit there and listen to you, but once they realize you ain't really about it, they're like, all right, I'm gone. Because they don't have time for, just playing around. So the relationships I built out there helped me. And then when I moved back here to work for Live Nation, it was just like everything else just started clicking. Yeah. So yeah. And then I started Don't Blink. So essentially what Don't Blink is, me and my frat brother, we got together one New Year's Eve, probably about a year or two ago. And we just got tired of trying to get to people to help them, or to help, learn from them, right? So we like, oh, well, they'll teach us, they in the industry, they'll just give us the game. Because we motivated, we ambitious. If they see that, they'll respect that. No one's going to respect that, right? Because at that point, it's like everybody's so engulfed in their own world, So once we got to a point where we was like, all right, we really going to do this. So I started putting together my contacts, the people that I knew, my network. And I was like, hey, we're going to have a launch party for it, right? And that's what happened. And the launch party was amazing. And then from there, it just grew. And I think all of my events were big, but the first event that made me realize, I'm really in this world was the event with Mariah the Scientist, right? And shout out to Don C. and Morgan for making that happen with me. But even that happening was just networking. I'm at work and we were working a Lotto show and I just was consistently not being a bug to Morgan, but hey, you need anything? You need something? Y'all good. And I think it comes with just being or willing to do whatever and not being afraid to get your hands dirty. Even though I'm my job title is this and I don't have to do XYZ, I'm going to help the trash lady. I'm going to do everything that most people wouldn't do because it's I don't have a problem with being humble or showing humility because I feel like somebody's always watching you. So after that, we got really close and just, consistently checking in, following up, not being a pest, but hey, just checking in, staying top of mind, stay in front of mind. So I think that's really where I am now. And that's how I got to this point. So yeah, that's the story.
That's a hell of a story so far, man. It's still being written. I think that's the best part. Yeah. Talk to us about, we talked about passion, you talked about purpose, you talked about wanting to do certain things, but maybe being shied away or that not working out for you. As a person that's young, right, born in 2002, right, you still have a lot of life to live, but you have a lot of experience. Can you talk about, to our audience, people that are in your similar position, just recently graduated college within the last 3 or 5 years, that are struggling with finding their passion and the trials and tribulations that they might have to go through to really get into the industry that they want to get into and having to not be in it to ultimately get to that spot? Yeah.
So essentially, I think it just starts with, being afraid and not being afraid to attack that fear, right? Because I think this is one thing that sports taught me, right? And a lot of us can relate because we all played sports in some capacity, whether it was Little League, whether it was high school, whether it was college. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And a lot of people be like, oh, well, I don't like this. Or it's just attack it. And I know it's easier said than done, but just attack it. Something that is unfamiliar or is something that you're not really used to. It's all right, at least if I do this and fail, I know what I don't want to do. Right. And that's why I didn't have a problem. I'm I'll say yes to everything. I say, because then at that point, I'm still young enough to understand, nope, not doing that again. Right. So, but until the point of just finding their passion, I think that's something that has to come to you. It's almost like when Kobe was hooping, he didn't force a lot. He let the game come to him. So if you doing what you're supposed to do, right, because faith without works is dead. So if you doing everything that you possibly can do, working on yourself and whatever higher power you believe in, really putting your time into that and just being a good person, it's going to come to you. Yeah. And also understanding that it's not going to be easy. right? I think anything in life worth having it's not going to come to you easy. So being able to have discernment and self-awareness, because at the end of the day, right, if you want something so bad, you already have it in another lifetime, right? And this is something that I've taught myself, right?
You say you already have it
in another lifetime. So like this, I'm gonna break it down. I really, really want to be successful. I want to be the next Clarence Avon. I want to be the next Michael Rapino. Like,
you know about Clarence Avon?
Oh, come on, man. The Black Godfather of Hollywood? Like, come on. So, like, I want to be that. That's what I aspire to be, right? But it's like, why do I want this so bad? Why is this something that keeps coming and it's revisiting me? Because I already have it in another lifetime. Not the next one, but another one, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing that's standing in between you right now and that is the self-discipline and the awareness. Because it's like, okay, cool, I can get that to you. But what are you willing to do to get there? So the quicker that you are self-aware of what's going on around you, the quicker that you're able to discern and the quicker that you're able to lock in, you'll get there. That's why you feel that way, right? Because there's a lot of people that just goes around and like, oh, I'm cool. Like, I'm fine where I'm at. Because it's not there for them. Because they don't have that. So the power of manifestation is super, super real. Yeah. Like, once I started writing stuff down and getting in my journal and telling myself, like, hey, like, I do the law of 3-6-9. So I wake up every day, 3 times in the morning. This is what I want. 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night. And this is something that I'm writing out. You know, it's just like in class. Like, they tell you, if you take notes, you're 50% more probably going to remember what you learned in class today because you were actually taking notes. You don't even got to study. I didn't in college. Didn't study at all. But I took notes. I sat in the front row and I just took notes. And at that point, it's all about like, okay, cool. Well, I'm writing this down, and then you get to believe it yourself. Right? Like, once you sit down and you're writing this and you're looking at it, and it's like, oh, okay. And now I can go back and look at my journal and be like, damn, I've accomplished everything that I wanted to write, but I didn't notice because I was working so hard. People had to tell me, hey, bro, like, chill. Look back where you were a year and look now. And this was like, whoa, wait a minute. It's really freaky because it's like I didn't even notice because I was just so head down working. And I think that's the thing. Like, and of course, it's like something that just got to be in you. Like, for me, I came from a family, we were very blessed. I got what I wanted as a kid, got what I needed as a kid, didn't want for anything. But I didn't want my parents to have to take care of me. I didn't want them to just be like, oh, I got you. Like, no, I want my own. So I think it's just like a mindset thing too.
Or mentality. Speaking of which, right? So this is the Marketing Mentality podcast, and the thing we strive for with this platform is to be a space for dialogue amongst folks that are already in the industry, practitioners, but also those that are aspiring to as well. So you mentioned working at iHeartMedia, right? Previous to Live Nation. Talk about iHeart, your role at that time, whether it was marketing or more centered around the media aspect. So what was that role? What did that day-to-day look like?
So I was in ad sales. So ad sales? Ad sales. So basically,
they don't say it like that. Man.
Nah, it's nothing against it. I mean, that's what the money is. Like in sales, like
explain ad sales.
So essentially, ad sales it could be a lot of different things, but I was really in the radio sector, right? And for me being 23, I'm like, who still listens to the radio? But it's a lot of people that still listen to the radio, people. So I would sell radio spots. So essentially, we'll dial in and they'd be like, hey, it's like selling anything. So you're calling me like, hey, do you guys want this spot? Right? And you give them the price and they'd be like, all right, cool. How many times are we going to run it? And they might have a business. It could be a small business, big business, right? So you sell the spot and you continuously do that.
By spot, you mean commercial?
Yep, the commercial. You know, because after the music or whatever is playing, then they go to the commercial. And then you get your, run your spot, and it's like that's their advertising for their business on the radio, right? So that's what you're selling. But then on a larger scale, you have like bigger companies that do it. So like I had a presentation that I had to present to Dick's and Chick-fil-A, right? And it was basically about radio spots. But then I also had to do my research because they like, oh, okay, so check this out. We doing it for Baltimore, Chicago, Miami. Now, mind you, all of these places have different numbers when it comes to radio listeners, demographics. So you really got to do your research on, all right, who listening over here? What time are they listening? So what time should we run this spot? So it's like, it's all calculated for sure. It's definitely
you can measure that with radio?
Definitely can. So like even Sirius XM.
Okay.
Like that's a measurement tool. Like they got and then like I'm blanking on the name of it, but they have a lot of mathematic measurement tools that you can really measure out who's listening.
Nielsen, maybe?
Nielsen. That's what it is. And then even when it comes to, because you used to work at Comcast, right?
Yep. So I sold ads as well.
See?
But TV spots.
Yeah, but likewise, it's almost the same. I say because at the end of the day, now it's like, all right, now we're doing TV ads. But then you got to think like, well, who's watching TV? What demographic is watching TV at this time? All right, it's probably like 50-year-olds. Like it's all of that stuff that comes into fact. There's a lot of stuff that you don't think about. So like to pivot, right? It's the same thing with entertainment and live music, instrumentation, and concerts, right? Yeah. Before I started working at Live Nation.
Before we pivot, go ahead. Real quick. What does a typical radio ad cost?
It all depends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what all the salespeople say.
No, I'm telling you though, it ranges though. Like depending on how long, 30-second ad, minute ad, like what you looking for and what your budget is. But the most that I've seen working at iHeart was probably 20,000, 25,000, and that's on a lower scale
for a single.
For like a package.
For a package. Okay.
Yeah, but that's on a lower scale. But then when I met with we met with our salespeople, and I looked at their day to day. Like, and I used to just sit at the computer, guys. Like, I was just at the computer. But when I, like, the salespeople that actually travel and they go get the business, I remember, like, they were telling me, like, they wake up at 3:30 in the morning, hop on a Peloton, and then they fly out and they go meet. I'm like, okay. Like, all right, bro. But, yeah, that's the range of price right there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then pivoting to
Live
Nation, you mentioned how you got it.
Yeah.
Right? How you got the opportunity. Which is your role right now as a
production assistant / manager and booking.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is that the role you shot for out the gate? How did that come about?
That is not the role I shot for. So, this is what happened. And that's a story in itself as well. So, in New York, the guy I met when I was walking, right, he's the president of booking. And he was like, hey, I met him. And he was like, if you're serious at the end of the summer, email me. I emailed him. And he responded like, hey, like, you know, let's do a Zoom. It took me 3 months to get a Zoom, guys. And I remember where I was. I was in Lawson's business school, SIU, and I was in between classes. And I went in like the little quarter area and just
hold on one second. You said it took you 3 months to get a meeting?
Yeah, on Zoom.
On Zoom.
Right?
Because his schedule was busy?
Yeah, he's super busy. Like, any show that comes in the Midwest, you got to think it goes through him.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it, you know? And at that point, I didn't know his title. So I'm like, damn, you kind of like, you know? But when I got with him, when we talked, and it was like the first Zoom was cool. It was around November. And then after that, he was like, when you come home for winter break, let's have lunch. So then after that point, came home for winter break. I had lunch at the Live Nation office downtown. And we had we went to Potbelly. Had like a little 30-40 minute conversation. I was just like, man, I called Dez right before I went into that meeting. And I was just like, I don't know. Like, but he was like, go in there with a plan, right? So I went in and I was talking and I kind of left confused. I was just like,
confused.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, I thought I was gonna walk in, gonna be like, yeah, we got this for you. Like, it was none of that. It was like, yeah, we actually don't have anything. But we'll keep it like front of mind. I was like, all right. So I went back to school, you know, and did my thing. And then I graduated, didn't hear anything. Got to New York about a month or two, and I get an email from him like, hey, you know, just checking in on you. Congratulations on graduating, because me and his son is the same age.
Okay.
So he like, we got a marketing position opening up. I was like, oh, word. I just wanted to be in the building. I didn't care what it was. You could have told me I was going to be a janitor. I was like, all right, bet. Working for Live Nation.
Pass me the toothbrush.
Yeah, come on, let's go. So I'm like, all right, marketing. Cool. This is what I went to school for. So I go through the whole interview process. Long story short, don't get it. So I'm like, how would God present this if he didn't want me to have it, right? So I had another meeting with him when I came back. And I was like, well, I don't want to go into this meeting empty-handed. Guys, by the way, if you ever have a meeting with somebody, go in with a plan. Like, don't just go in just to talk. Like, have some type of, something to get from the meeting. I don't care what it is. Have something that you want to take from this meeting. So I looked at the job site again, and I saw something, and it was a backstage coordinator. You know, I was like, all right, this looks interesting. I'll probably be around some artists. Like, all right, I'll get the network a little bit. So I go, I apply for it, interview for it. I get a phone call from my manager now.
Do you know why you didn't get the first position?
I don't, but I don't think that it's for me to know.
I mean, you tell people what to go into a meeting prepared with. One thing to prepare yourself with after the fact, I would say too, for anyone who, you know, doesn't get the opportunity that they're longing for, at least the first shot, right? Is ask for feedback. Like, you know,
honestly, I just think that with Live Nation, we hire from within.
Okay.
You know, like I think that I just think that like that's thing.
Something you learned once you got
like once I was like, oh, okay, cool, that makes sense. Yeah. You know, so like of course, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. Like but then again, on the flip side of that, it wasn't for me. And I think that sometimes as people we gotta understand like a lot of stuff just not for us. Right? As much as we might, you know, but God like, nah, hold on, whoa, boy, you shooting for the low, you on the low totem pole. I got something better for you. Just chill.
Patience.
Right? It's almost like what you just told me before this. Something that go in the microwave for 2 minutes, but it take 40 minutes to cook in the oven. It's like, oh, okay, it's done in the microwave, but it ain't gonna be that good as it would be from the oven. So just chill and let me give you this, and it's really gonna be what you want.
Yeah.
So I get the call back, and they like, yeah, we got good news and bad news. Which one you want first? I'm like, give me the bad
news.
Give me bad news, bro. Oh yeah, that position you applied for, we hired somebody else. I was like, so what else could be good? Oh, we created a position for you. And that's the position I'm in now. And I was like, whoa, what? So that right there, I was like, oh, I'm lit. Because I knew right then and there, all I needed was a platform. You know what I'm saying? I had the vision. So once I get the job, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm doing everything and above. So now I'm able to meet people. I'm able to be around artists. I'm able to conduct myself in the light that I always knew that I could do it. But now I'm able to really start to put this together, right? Yeah. And that's fast forwarding how I met Morgan, Mariah's sister. And I'm like, whoa, like I really got to see the connection. But sometimes it goes back to like, if you're just complacent with having a job and just happy to be there, you don't get those because you're not going outside the box and doing more, right? It's almost like when you got the money games in college. And essentially what a money game is, where a lower team like FCS plays against a FBS,
like the homecoming games.
Yeah, like that. Like we know we finna win, right? Like we about to pay this school $200,000 and come up here and lose, right? And you're just
not like real. U of I paid SIU $1 million. 1 year when we were in school.
See that, but it's like the players are just happy to be there. They don't care about the outcome of the game. Right. They're like, oh, we playing against U of I, bro. I'm lit. Like I seen it out. Like Grambling played Ohio State and lost by 70. Yeah. And was making TikToks the week of the game, like, why are you so locked in? Like, bro, you just lost by 70. That's the problem. You just happy to be here. It's like, for me, all right, I could have just been, all right, I'm here. But no. It's like, all right, this is a means. But one thing I will say is, like, I have, daily conversations with my managers. Like, hey, like, what you shooting for? Like, they care about the goals. Like, what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not trying to pigeonhole what you got going on. Like, we want to see you grow. You know what I'm saying? Because we can see it. So I think like that's the biggest thing, and just also having people around you that care about what you got going on.
Yeah.
Right. So, as a PA, production assistant, talk to us about the day to day.
The day to day of a production assistant.
It's got to be exciting. Right?
It is. It's really fun. You know, some days are better than others, but it's really fun.
So tell us about the great days. Tell us about the not so great days.
I'll give you a great day, right?
Give us the bad first.
All right, so check it out. First of all, you got to be there at 6:30, depending on the show, depending on the tour, and depending on how many trucks they got. So look, in Chicago, we are a union city, right? So a lot of people don't know, like when it comes, this is what the concert girls don't see. So essentially, depending on that show, a smaller scale show, they come in the day of. They're working from 6 a.m. all the way up until show start to build the stage, the set, all of that, right? The light, the rigging, pyro, you know, front of house stuff, audio, like all of that, right? So then on my end, I make sure a lot of that stuff gets ordered. Like, all right, we need CO2, we need rigging, we need lighting, we need this, we need that. Because sometimes you got an empty box venue, which means they have nothing. But some venues have a lot of stuff, so you don't have to worry about, you know, like Tinley versus Aragon, like we might have a lot of different stuff that they don't have, right? But then on top of that, you have security meetings. So like, all right, but we're talking to the artists and their team about like, all right, this person can't get in, or we got a stalker, or we got this going on. So I was like, okay, cool. But then also like back house stuff. So like dressing room stuff, like making sure everybody has what they need, making sure artists is cool, like escorting artists from tour buses to dressing rooms. So like that's how I meet a lot of people. Like you just being cool, talking to people, and then like you realize like a lot of people are actually pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you just sit down and have a conversation, and it's not like you trying to be a fan or nothing, but you just honestly having a conversation with this person, and they're like really dope. So I think like that's the best part about it. It's not a really long day, but then some days where it could be a little bit more stressful is like depending on the tour, depending on needs and wants, and depending on how you feeling. Like, I mean, because that's the one thing about it. We're not in the entertainment industry. We're not in the marketing industry. We're in the people industry. So like you're dealing with people every day. Yeah. And sometimes people project. That's just what it is. Like,
you don't know what everybody's going through.
Yeah, like you could be having a bad day and you really not trying to be mean, or you really not trying to be rude, but you dealing with something like you just got into it with your girlfriend on the tour bus, on the phone, and you don't even know how to shut that off. Right. You know, and that's why I say being self-aware is really important, you know, and that's one thing that I've learned from throwing events. I'm like, I'm out here and I'm at my event and some people are like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm just chilling. But my social battery is really drained. But it's like, that has nothing to do with you. Like, I'm not going to bleed on somebody that didn't stab me. Right?
I'm not going to bleed on somebody that didn't stab me. That's crazy.
It's a bar.
That's a bar.
You know,
put that in quotes.
Oh, you got to. But I don't know where I heard that. I think it was Fabulous or somebody. But yeah, like, I don't want to do that. So it's like having the awareness to know, like, you know what? You didn't cause this. And I'm projecting. And that's why I feel like it's important to always ask yourself before you do or say anything in a moment of being irritated. Just take a deep breath and ask yourself, am I in the wrong? Before you say anything. And if you can, one little thing, like, all right, I could have said this different, or this could have been perceived this way. And then it's like, all right, cool. Let me dial it back and let's just have a conversation. And that's what I feel like people don't understand. Conversation is like, it's nothing bigger than a conversation. You know, so.
That's real, man. No, you dropping a lot of gems, man. I like it, man. Can you go back to, because your journey coming from SIU to now, it's a little similar to Dez and I. You know, we pledged, we were able to see what marketing was without even realizing 100% what it actually was. Right, we were just trying to throw dope events, throw dope parties, throw dope on-campus events. Not realizing that, like, hey, this is our target audience that we're positioning. Can you speak about how college and having that business mindset and being in an organization helped you get to the entertainment industry and the things you still apply?
Yeah. So essentially, when I was in college, man, I was selling plates out of my dorm room.
Okay.
Like really cooking and selling plates out of my dorm room, like
food.
Yes, crazy.
What'd you make?
Man, I used to make barbecue chicken sliders, jerk chicken nachos.
Out the dorms?
Out the dorms.
Don't you have a George Foreman grill?
Man, in a air fryer in my dorm, going crazy.
No, didn't.
Going crazy. I even got put in the Carbondale News, like the newspaper.
For selling
food.
Daily Egyptian?
Yep, I was going crazy.
Wait, they put you in a Daily Egyptian?
Yep, for selling food, bro. I was going stupid, right? I used to, and this is like, I just got to campus, right?
Yeah.
So all the football players, like, they pulling up to the dorms, the seniors pulling up to the dorms. I'm going crazy. And then on top of that, a lot of people from Chicago go to SIU, so they don't have Super Donuts. So I would get my sister to send me Super Donuts in bulk. Send me all the Chicago snacks in bulk, right?
Yeah.
Even backwoods. Like, because, like, check it out. Of course, guys don't smoke. It's not healthy. But, like, everybody was smoking in the dorms. So instead of them waking up at 2 a.m. to walk to the store, I'm like, hey, bro, just come to me. I'm gonna cut your time in half, but I'm gonna wax you for it. So,
entrepreneurship mindset.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So that helped. And then also when I pledged, it was like, okay, that's a business. Yeah. Like, essentially, your fraternity is a business. Yep. And I was Polmark, which is president. So I had to facilitate a lot of stuff. But then within that, right, to answer your question, it's like you got to understand the strengths and weaknesses of people around you. So it's like of course, you want to do everything yourself. Like, oh, watch out, bro. You're not even doing it. But it's like, no, dial it back. What is he strong at? All right, cool. We throwing a party. He's good at getting women, or he's good at whatever. Let him go do that. All right, this dude is good with the door. Let him work the door. You know, if he keep him away from everything else, put him right here. Yeah. Right? And you kind of like Michael Jordan in a sense, you facilitating what's going on. So you learn a lot from that. But I also had a lot of great frat brothers that were already in the industry, right? Yeah. Justin Johnson, Victor Burnett, Tone, like a lot of people that I was like watching from afar, not necessarily having conversations with, but it was just like, oh, okay, how did they do that? Right. And then in 2009, if you know like the backstory, we brought Drake for his first U.S. concert at SIU. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you hear when you hear these stories and you like, well, how did y'all do that?
He doesn't remember that either.
I wasn't there,
but he knows.
I was 2009. It's like 7. Yeah. But I was you hear these stories and you're like, well, now you want to know how did y'all do that? Yep. Right. Mm-hmm. And then like it's things that you think are so far fetched, but it's really simple. Mm-hmm. It just take you knowing somebody like a relationship, right? Yeah. So I was like, a lot of stuff that I put on the board in my mind, I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, how am I gonna get that done? Yeah. But then one person you meet, it could be really easy. Yeah. Right? And it's like really important.
Yeah. That's one thing I really admire about your personality since we first met is your the power of relationships. Yeah. I think all three of us sitting here understand the power of relationships and how it's better to form those relationships versus being transactional.
Yeah, for sure.
But a lot of times what I'm seeing, I actually had this conversation with my barber a few months ago. He was talking about how younger people don't, or this new generation don't see the power of relationships because everything is so transactional. Mm-hmm. How can I benefit from this immediately versus looking at the long-term gain, which can be way more valuable than just a little dollar here and there, which could be appeasing in the short term. Yeah. But in the long term, you're still going to need more. Yeah. So can you speak about to your generation, even lower than that, about how you got that understanding mentally in terms of power relationships and how you really work out that muscle day to day?
I think I seen it early on, right? So, prime example, I understand I'd rather win long term than short term, right? So it's like you're gonna sit here and you're going to be like, oh yeah, like I'll get this, right? I'm being greedy right now, but it's like, okay, you stole 1,000 when you could have waited and got 2 million, 3 million. You know what I'm saying? Because you about to blow that band, you know. Yeah. So sometimes I take L's on stuff like, you know what? I know that this relationship valuable, but that's where discernment come in. Yeah. Because you can't be like that with everybody. You got to understand like, oh, I see that they valuable, bro. And it's not even looking at it like that. Like if you just go into something genuine and like organic, then it'll work out, right? Yeah. But some stuff you gotta just be like, hey, nah, this is my price, bro. I'm gonna move around. Balance, right? You gotta balance it, right? Because you can't just do that for everybody.
Of course.
But that's where discernment and the awareness comes in. But to your point, I had a relationship with somebody and I told them, I'm like, hey, I understood where I was. And that's important too. Understanding where you are and the leverage you have. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know? So it's almost like you sitting back and you like, well, I'm not going to do too much because I'm not in the position to do a lot. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Mm-hmm. They think they're bigger than what they are. So the demand for them is a little different. Mm-hmm. So they like, oh, well, nah, I need this. Who are you? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm helping you. Like, what you mean you need this? Right? Yeah. So that's why for me, I recently did an event with some big people, you know, and I told them, I'm like, hey, I don't want anything. Just put my brand on it. Mm-hmm. Right? And a lot of people are like, you crazy. They got the money. Why not take the money? I'm like, it's bigger than that. I say, because I take the money and I be like, oh, can you put my brand on it? Nah, we paid you for your services. Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm not finna pay you and big you up. Mm-hmm. But when you be like, nah, bro, I'm cool on that. Because I'm like, the money gonna come. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Ice Cube said best. He said, if you could do something for 5 years without getting paid, that's when you know you love it. Because it don't matter. It's your passion. Yeah. So for me, nah, keep it. I'd rather build this relationship because further on down the road, we're going to make this times 10 together.
Yeah, you can maximize that.
You can maximize it.
Exactly.
And then people get to see, oh, he ain't greedy.
Yeah. I think, said another way too, opportunities. Number one, you have to recognize the difference between an opportunity, right? Yeah. And a transaction.
For sure.
And recognize when you're getting played.
Yep.
And when you have the leverage, like you said. And there's different terms and conditions.
Definitely
for all of them. But most importantly, when it's an opportunity, that means that it has a compounding effect.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
because it like for me, I understand a lot of things, and I'll be like, oh, okay. I weigh out everything, right? The pros and the cons of everything. Like this could go this way, this can go that way. Not being calculated, but also understanding like, how can this help me? Right? Of course, everybody thinks that, right? What can I gain from this? And one thing I will say is this: Chicago is a very transactional place.
I agree.
Very transactional, very cliquish, very passive, and very crab in a barrel mentality, right? And that's why I really started Don't Blink. I made a post about this a couple days ago. I said the reason I started doing the events that I'm doing because I want people to come to my events and get the game.
Yeah.
Right? I say the gatekeepers. We talk about this all the time. It's like if I'm a gatekeep the information I got, it's like, what's the purpose? Like, why am I doing that? It's really, really weird. Oh, well, didn't nobody give it to me. It's like, come on, bro. Let's be for real. Yeah. Let's sit back. Because there's a lot of people right now. Like, I went and talked to kids at Christ the King High School on the west side. I was actually there with y'all. Yeah, we were there, yeah. And I was talking to them, and I was telling them what I do, and was telling them how they can get into it, and they were so surprised. The kids, they like, that's a job. I'm like, yeah. You don't got to play sports and rap, you know? Yeah. But why is that not being told to them outside of that, right? Because people are holding this near and dear to their heart for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, I can give you the game. I can give you the recipe. I can even tell you how much to measure out and put into whatever you're doing. But if you can't cook like me, it don't matter. Yeah. You know, so I can give you everything you need. It's like you can lead a horse to water and you can't make it drink. So that's why I tell people, come to my events. You gonna see how I move. You can watch me from afar. You can watch me up close. But if you don't know how to add that splat onto it like me or that finesse, because that's really all it is the finesse with it. Yeah. I was like, yeah. So I remember I told my dad that a long time ago. I was running my 40 and I was helping some of my teammates with their 40. He was like, why are you helping them? Like, you not even where you really want to be. And I was like, I can give you the cookbook, but if you can't cook like me, it don't matter. Yeah. I say so, and that wasn't me being cocky. That was just me being real. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I can give you the game, but you don't know how to use the game like me. Yeah. So,
Jailon, explain "Don't Blink." What's the meaning behind the word?
The meaning behind "Don't Blink" is not to miss your opportunities, right? Because when you blink, you miss. So I could be sitting here looking at a beautiful young lady, and I blink or turn my head, and she gone. I miss my opportunity. So don't blink on your opportunities. Don't miss the chance to make something happen, right? Because at that point, if you see it, you attack it, and even if you fail, you can go back to the drawing board and make it happen again, right? It's just like I always like to relate stuff back to sports because it's been plenty of times where I got beat down the field playing corner. It's been plenty of times where I blinked and I missed the jab, or I missed the jab step.
Part of the game.
Part of the game, right? But it's like, okay, cool. I got to lock in. Yeah. And that's essentially what Don't Blink stand for, lock in. And it's a balance though, right? Because a lot of people in my generation, Gen Z, and a couple of people from y'all generation, right? They don't know the balance of it all. Because everybody feel like you got to be one way. Oh, I got to be like gym, home, work. Bro, we human. We want to have fun. We want to go out and kick it. We want to do these things. Like, you human. So it's like, no, balance it. Don't just do, because too much anything is bad. Yep. So it's like, yeah, I go outside. But I also, within being outside, I'm putting myself in the right places to run into the right people. Yeah. That's why Soho is so good for me. I say, because at that point, I'm in the right places to run into the right people. And at a certain time, I'm able to lock in at any time. So I don't drink like that. But if I do have a drink and I'm like, I can lock in, like, nope, elevator pitch. Because now I'm like, I might not see this person again. Like, I was in New York at Dumbo House, ran into Tata. A lot of people don't know who Tata is. Tata's Jay-Z's right-hand man, right? It's Tata, Emery, Biggs, all of them. Ran into Tata. Tata, like, how do you know who I am? You're like 12. And I was like, bro, but that's another thing, babe. Yeah. You have to, the game that you want to be a part of, study it. You can't just hop in and not know the players. The players that came before you, right? Just like football, everybody know Walter Payton. Everybody know Herschel Walker. A lot of people don't really know Eric Dickerson, though. Right? Yeah. A lot of people don't know a lot of the people that made the game what it is. Yep. So it's like, no, study. Yep. Like, we talk about Clarence Avon. A lot of people don't know who that is. No. A lot of people don't know who Arthur Fogle is. Right? Arthur Fogle, it wouldn't be Live Nation without Arthur Fogle. Yep. Right? So it's like, Jimmy Iovine, all of these people, So it's like, oh, I bet you know the big players. You know everybody that everybody know.
Right.
But do you know the real players of the game?
And it's so easy now too if you're actually going out looking for the information.
Yeah, it's right there.
People, there's literally a Netflix documentary about
Clarence Avon, and people be like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Bro, you in the entertainment industry, you don't know what this is." I'm like, I actually love stuff like that though, right? Yeah. Documentaries, help me learn.
Yeah, my favorite. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say my favorite moment in that documentary with Clarence is when he talks about how life is a numbers game. Mm-hmm. So I say this probably at least once a week. Yeah, everything's to Alan when we're talking business, because it'll be a situation that at face value on the surface seems like something that has nothing to do with numbers. Yeah. Right. And then I say, okay, all right, that's that. But like, let's flip this upside down real quick. Yeah. And kind of consider the underlying aspects of that situation. It's a numbers game.
For sure.
It's money, it's data, it's
all of that.
Dates.
Analytics. You know. It's the calculations.
It's analytics.
And essentially it's like, I tell people this all the time. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. Yep. Right? And it's a power of one. Mm-hmm. I think that's important too. Because one person can change your life, good or bad. One decision can change your life, good or bad. Yep. So being able to discern what that is and being able to see that, that's important. And every time I leave the house, my mom be like, stay woke. Mm-hmm. I be like, damn, why you keep saying that? But then I had to realize, I'm like, oh no, like she's telling me, stay aware. Mm-hmm. It's almost like when you with your homeboy, hey, stay dangerous. Mm-hmm. It's her way of saying it, like stay dangerous, right?
Softer
for sure. Like stay woke, love you, stay woke. Yeah. I'm like, all right. But to that point, like a lot of people don't know the players, and you gotta know the players. Yeah. You know, because now you in a game and it's just like this. You get to a place and you don't really know the lay of the land. KYP, know your personnel. So now you sitting back and you like, well, who is that? Who is that? How you gonna get in something you don't even know who the big dogs are? Yeah. Or the little dogs, or the people that's trying to be the big dog. So it's like, well, all right. So that's what helped me. I knew the players in the city. I'll give you a story. I'm at the weekend concert working. And I knew this person because I just followed him on Instagram and I seen he was really tapped in. And he's like at A&R for the weekend, right? Chi-Town Shake. A lot of people don't know who this is. At least people my age don't, right? Being 23 and you like, oh, that's Chi-Town Shake. Look at me like, how do you know who this person is? Walking right towards me. I stop him. Hey, you Chi-Town Shake, right? Yeah. How do you know me? I'm like, oh, no, bro. I like follow you. Like, oh, word. Yeah. So then at that point, it's like, dang, he really know what he talking about. So then when you meet these people and it's just like, oh, cool. Like, he really know what this is.
And I feel like another thing about talking about generations, it takes a certain level of humility, right? Because a lot of times, especially in Chicago or even otherwise, you don't ever want to feel like you know, stepping out or doing something that's, you know, humiliating or something that can set you up for rejection or something like that. Can you talk about that in someone that has that mindset of not wanting to be denied or feeling like they're being uncool, or if you will, to reach out and try to just be afraid of that rejection?
What's the worst they're gonna say? Yeah. No. I don't want to talk to you. Get out my face. I'm like, if we just had the same approach to how we approach, you know, somebody we want to talk to, this is like for us, for men, right? It's like you don't got a problem with going up to a girl or a woman. So why would that not be the same case when it come to your business? Right. Why would that not be the same case when it come to your money? Yeah. You know? Yeah. And for me, it's like the way I deal with it is just like, it's gonna eat me alive if I don't go say something.
You gonna have that regret.
I'm gonna be like, damn, he could have probably changed my life. You know, like, and I'm gonna just sit here and not, you know, like I was in an elevator with Kenya Barris, the producer from Grownish and Blackish and all of that, right? Yeah, the director, right? And I'm like, if I don't say something, I'm gonna feel kind of stupid. Like, so I'm like, hey, got an elevator pitch for you, bud. And just like, he didn't like, and then you got to know how to approach people. Like, that's another thing I want to tell people. Know how to approach people. If I see somebody eating, I'm not walking up to them. Or if I see somebody eating, I'm finna leave, or it's like a time crunch. hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do want to let you know I appreciate what you're doing. I really fuck with it. And you don't even have to, like, don't ask for a picture. We too grown for that. Like, if you trying to do some business, do not correlate the two. Like, just strictly business, right? Because then they're going to be like, oh, you said all this cool stuff. Now you want a picture? That's what you wanted from the beginning. Right. At least that's what they thinking. Right. So it's like, no, I'm cool. I just want to talk about this. This is what I got going on. You rock with it, cool. Like, and then I give people the option. Like, do you email, number, Instagram? What works best for you? Mm-hmm. When you give people the option, they're more inclined to actually make this more personable. Yeah. Right? Because it's like, oh, you didn't demand that. So it's like you gave me the option to tell you, like, oh, no, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you my email, right? Yeah. And some people actually respond better on their email than text or Instagram. Yeah. So because they're always on their email. Yeah. Right? And don't take nothing personal. Yep. I think please don't take nothing personal.
That's a big thing. Talk about that a little bit more.
Oh my God. I had to learn this the hard way, guys. I mean, of course, being a Kappa, you learn not to take, or just being Greek in general, you learn not to take nothing personal. But in this industry, especially the entertainment industry, please don't take nothing personal. I say because it's all about me, and how can I win? So of course people are gonna burn you. Like, no, like if it's me or you, it's gonna be me. Like I'm not gonna lose, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like you might do something for somebody, and then you expecting this, like, all right, cool, but then they don't do that. So it's like, dang, that kind of hurt. Right. Like I laid it all on the line for you because I really was rocking with you, and then you turn around and do this. So for me, I do everything out the kindness of my heart, out the genuineness of my heart, and I'm not willing to give up nothing that I'm not willing to lose, or that I can't lose, right? So it's almost like you let somebody borrow $50, you tripping about the $50 that they don't pay you back. Why would you give it to them if you can't afford to lose it, right? So I'm gonna give you my energy. All right, I can afford to whatever, right? Now I just know where we stand, and I'm not even burning the bridge. Like I'm not finna be like, oh my God, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, you know what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I did. I don't have to tell you what I did. It's almost like you look at Thug, right, in his situation. Yeah. Don't really know too much about it. Don't really care to speak on it too much. But you get to see in his new podcast or the new interview he did, he's telling you, oh, I did this for you. I did that for bro. I did this for bro. Why you do it? Mm-hmm. Regardless of the fact of what he did, why you do it? You say you was doing it from a place of caring and genuineness. I don't need to tell you what I did. You know what I did. Yeah. So at that point, I just let it be. Yeah. You can't take it personal. And as much as it might hurt, because it's like, I really loved it, I really loved you, or whatever the case is, it's like, I just got to take a step back, reevaluate it, take a breather, go work out, do something, get it off your chest. But don't do that. Don't take it personal, because sometimes people could be testing you too. Yeah. It's like, well, if I do this, let's see what he do. Yeah. And now you blew up and crashed out, and they like, see. Nah, so definitely got
composure.
Not take it personal.
Yeah. So you got the role at Live Nation.
Yeah.
You got the brand and Don't Blink. Mm-hmm. You have the mentality.
Yeah.
What is the vision between either lane of that road right now, whether it's what you see yourself transcending to in Live Nation or in that sector or with your own brand?
Just continuously growing, right? I would say I'm always going to shoot for the moon, even if I fall on the stars. But I want to throw my own concerts. I want to throw my own festivals. Like, that's where I'm going with it, right? Yeah. I say because I just love entertainment. Like, if I'm at work and I'm in my glory, I don't care what show it is. It could be rock, emo. I said, and that's why I love entertainment. I'm going to break this down for y'all real fast, right? I was at Tavern on Rush eating, and I was next to a couple. And we were talking. It was like, but you're not afraid about AI or any of this coming in? I'm like, no. I'm like, because it wasn't going to always be the same. Live entertainment. I say, because you know what? As much as stuff is turning into this and that, I say it's an emotional factor tied to this, right? And that's why I want to do concerts and festivals. It's an emotional factor tied to that. People are like, what you mean? I say, if you and your wife, right, y'all going through a hard time, and y'all like have a special song by a certain artist, and let's just say y'all first date was that concert, right? And that was probably 20, 30 years ago. And the moment y'all had at that concert, when that song played, It's something that's forever ingrained into y'all brains. It's ingrained into y'all relationship. Fast forward to the present moment where y'all having y'all hard times. Let's just say that song come on. It take you back to that moment. Yeah. And why is that? Because of a live concert, right? And it's just like, well, dang.
Yeah. It's like we could
really like, let's try to figure this out, right? Because I've seen it. Music takes people to a place where you remember exactly where you were when this song came out, when this album came out.
It's a time machine.
When you heard this lyric, this bar, you know? And like, it just takes you to a place where you like, man, I love this. And for me, I think that's what it was for, you know, live concerts. I can remember every concert, and that's why working for Live Nation was so big, because my first Live Nation concert was 2015, Beauty Behind the Madness, The Weeknd, and Travis Scott and Snow Allegra opened up. And that's why the fast forward to this past May, when I worked the weekend show, it was so emotional. I say because I really manifested this whole entire thing. And you want to know what's crazy? On the second night of that show, he brought out Travis Scott.
Wow.
And I was like, I got chills.
Full circle.
I was like, whoa. Just to see that and to be there, I just couldn't really believe it, right? Because I was like, and I wasn't supposed to work that show, but it all worked out. And I was just like, oh, yeah. It's like little signs that you get from God and the universe that you heading in the right direction.
Yep.
Right? That's why I got 333 tatted on my wrist, right? I say because I was at work one night, New Year's Eve, and I think that like they was paying me back some money for something, and it just rounded up to 333. And I was like, that's odd. And I looked it up, and it was like the numbers for manifestation, the numbers that you are on the right track, the numbers that your ancestors are watching over you, right? And success is really headed your way. Now, mind you, that was in New Year's Eve. I didn't have none of the stuff I had planned now, right, at that point. So when I finally got the tattoo in May, and I looked at it, and I was just like, oh, that's what this was about. Yeah. So it's like everything, like you're going to get little subtle hints from the universe. And there's nothing that nobody can do to block it. Yeah. Like no matter how much hate or envy come your way, there's nothing that nobody can do to stop you from where you need to be, like where God is putting you. Yeah. Right. And that's what I've learned. I'm like, I've been through a lot, right? At such a young age. So much like hate, so much betrayal. And I'm just like, oh, like, why is that? But then it allows me to see like, oh, God really got me. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely one of his chosen ones. Yeah. I'll tell you that right now.
No doubt.
You know, so it all works out.
Cool, man. Hey, this has been a conversation, bro. We just want to thank you for rapping with us, man. You've come a long way since when we even, like a couple years ago, man. Yeah. So we just wishing you the best, right? Blessings in terms of what you have going on in your journey. Yeah. And your story is inspirational to a lot of people that you don't even realize, bro. We know because, you know,
y'all was a part of it.
Boat, right? You know,
like,
so,
bro,
and we'll continue to be as well. So
like, y'all just don't understand it though. Yeah. Like the role that y'all played was, bro. When I tell you, like that summer, was such a pivotal, like, piece. Yep. Right? Because if I don't meet you, I don't meet Autumn. I don't meet Autumn. I don't meet Nurjan. I don't meet Angela from the dang, what is her name? I'm blanking right now. Angie Martinez. Yeah. I don't meet all of these people, right? I don't have the pleasure of meeting Corbin.
Right. Every step leads to something bigger, man. You don't even realize how small it's like that.
We also don't have the pleasure of you giving us a job someday either.
Oh yeah,
in the future.
See, my nephew, I got him. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I got him. All right. Definitely got him. Cool, man. And then Alan, whenever you decide, you know, you're ready for that, we got him.
Appreciate it, man.
Uncle Jay's going to be there.
Love it, man. Yeah. Well, this has been the Marketing Mentality Podcast. Jailon, Baby Goat here. Appreciate you coming by, man. Yes, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what we should be talking about, man. But catch y'all next time. Yep. Peace.